All right, so today I'm here with Andrew Lownie. This is a big deal. He is a royal historian and biographer who wrote pretty much the book on ex-Prince Andrew. It's entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. And in this book, we followed Andrew from childhood to where he kind of is now, about how he's so entitled and how he just expected everything, and of course his Epstein ties, and basically after he left royal life, how he just kind of became a royal hooligan. And welcome, Andrew. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So I've got a lot of questions for you, and we're going to start with, we've covered some of this in the past, but I really want to start with, since Andrew has agreed to move out of Royal Lodge, and he said, okay, fine, I'll move out after paying 1 peppercorn a year, which is basically £1 a year. Now they're saying he's not going to move out until October 2026, so he gets a year of free rent. How is this? Why is this happening?
Well, it's happening because he has a very cast-iron lease, and the lease is a repairing lease. He agreed to put in up to about £10 million to repair Royal Lodge, and the deal was he wouldn't really pay rent, and he would be able to get some of that money back if he left early. So there's not much they can do. I mean, they're trying to spin this, that he's going voluntarily, but he's digging his heels in, and he's desperate to get basically as much as he can out of this to go. He wants actually quite a big house on the Sandringham estate. He wants his daughters to remain within the royal fold and retain their titles. He wants quite a lot of money.
How much money are we talking about? Because as you and I both know, Andrew has no money coming in. He has no way of making a living. However, and we'll get to this later, he has made millions in the past.
Yes, well, I mean, he is making money, and he has money, and that's why it's odd that he hasn't actually repaired Royal Lodge in the way he should. I mean, the Crown Estates are looking at it, and I think he won't get the compensation that he expected because of the work they're going to have to do before they re-let it. The problem is he has this cast-iron lease. He can call the tune.
So how much money does he have right now?
Well, no one knows. I mean, there's this opaqueness about royal finances. I mean, he has offshore accounts. He has, we know, a Chinese bank account. Stuff is paid through nominee accounts. His company accounts aren't audited. We don't even know all the sums that he's made over the years. We get little glimpses from court cases and whistleblowers. So we just don't know. I mean, there needs to be a proper audit of his finances. And I've been calling for years for something called a royal register. Our parliamentarians have to have a register of their business interests, and that would avoid them getting involved in deals that might be embarrassing, make sure that everything is above board. And they've also been asking for his daughters to go through the same audit. And I think it's very revealing that none of them are prepared to do that. I think the royals are not used to spending their own money. They like spending other people's money, and Andrew and Sarah Ferguson got used to that. Everything has been provided for them. And I think he just thought he could get away without doing the work that was required. But I mean, there's no doubt there's plenty of money. I mean, we know, for example, from the charity he set up, Pitch at the Palace, which turned out to actually be a scam. Pitch at Palace Global took 2% cut off investors' income in this charity. That he was drawing from that until it was closed recently to basically cover his overheads. You know, there were complaints made to her by people in the Department of Trade and Industry about the spike in expenses. In fact, he was actually made a Minister of State, which is like a junior politician's, on the basis that then he wouldn't have to declare his expenses. They're kind of all covered up. I'm told that many of the records of his time as a special envoy have been destroyed already, and this was a taxpayer-funded post. So this conspiracy to protect him began very, very early on. So that's some of the stuff that's coming out. I'm getting other members of staff coming with all sorts of stories about the way that they've behaved, more stories about how Sarah and Andrew worked together in a sort of Bonnie and Clyde operation, selling access, more on their activities in Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan, particularly linked to sex trafficking rings, and indeed murders of journalists who were investigating those rings. I'm not saying that they were linked to the murders, but the people who were running these rings had no compunction about killing people who were investigating them. So if I don't come back and go out of a window, you'll know what's happened.
Thank you. I hope you don't go out of a window. We're putting up guardrails.
Oh, good.
But just a quickie. So you're telling me that when now ex-Prince Andrew sold his house, Sunning Hill Estates, which his mother gave to him as a wedding present in 2007 for 15 million pounds, he probably still has that in the bank because he never spent his own money.
Well, some of that money was used for the refurbishment of Royal Lodge. So
Okay,
10 million pounds was used there. But there's 18 million that also came from the sale of the Swiss chalet the other day. There's 4 million that's come from Sarah Ferguson selling a house in Belgravia. She claims she has nowhere to live, but both her children have 2 houses.
Right.
She has plenty of rich friends, and she has 4 million pounds in the bank.
That's fascinating. I'd love to be that broke.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.